Hello QIRanger. I am new to your site, your channel. I'm Autumn Rosa, aka Tammy, and I figured I would answer your 10 questions. So the first question is, what is the last thing I take off before going to bed? My glasses. I take off my glasses before I go to bed. My first stuffed animal was a light brown chubby little teddy bear. Well, that's the one that I remember anyway. I'm sure I had a lot more than that. But definitely needed that teddy bear at nighttime. Just called him Teddy. And I don't even know whatever happened to it. But that was my teddy bear. Disco, number 3. I liked the era at the time. I was 7th, 8th grade, around that time, going in, into 9th and 10th. Too young to go to the clubs and different things like that, but I did like the music, the Bee Gees, John Travolta, the whole Saturday Night Fever, and I went to that movie with my friend Barb, and we went to the movie. You know how they just started having those multiplexes where there was more than one movie theater, and we went to Saturday Night Fever, told my dad we were going to see something else. He saw us come out of Saturday Night Fever and then asked us what the other movie was about, and we didn't know. So we kind of got caught, but we saw it. He didn't think it was appropriate for 14-year-olds at the time, but apparently we did. The last time I bought shoes was for my husband's birthday. I bought him a pair of brand new sneakers, some Nikes. A few of my favorite things. I have a pair of pink pajama bottoms with Pebbles Flintstone all over it, and I don't know why, I just have a tendency to like to wear those. And I have a book collection, some picture books, kids picture books, like the Cat in the Hat series, and different things like that. It's brand new. I don't have kids, but I like the books. And I have cultural children's stories, like the Filipino Princess, and Norwegian Christmases, and German Christmases, and fairy tales from different countries and different things like that. I have a Little House on the Prairie book collection, and I still read them over and over. Something comforting about it. I have Christian and Amish fiction books series, and I like them, and I like long earrings. I like Indian type earrings, Native American, Indian jewelry, and different things like that. I also have a sunglass collection, and I have a DVD collection with Bewitched, I Dream of Jeannie, The Waltons, and Sopranos. So I'm sounding a bit materialistic, but when I buy something for myself, it's something that's nostalgic, brings back memories, and takes me back to a time when I felt safe, my safe place, that they talk about when I surround myself with these things that bring back good memories. Ooh, I sound like I need some psychotherapy, don't I? If I buy a dozen donuts, I'll have one with everybody when they're having them, and then if there's any left, I will probably finish them off by the end of the day. Usually if there's 2 or 3 left, yes, I will eat those donuts, unfortunately. My first job was at a family-run Lebanese steakhouse called Keystone. The Keystone Steakhouse was on the corner of 12th and Northampton Streets in Easton. The building's still there. Family sold the business. I was the dishwasher. think I should have learned to be a server though, because servers, you could just run out and get a job at any time, pick up some extra cash for Christmas or something. Between McDonald's and Burger King, definitely McDonald's. I like McDonald's breakfast, and I also like Big Macs, and I like their fries. I should not go to McDonald's or Burger King, and as Illuminetta had mentioned, if I do stop eating it for a while and go back to it, it makes me sick. But then after I get over it, I have a tendency to become obsessed with it, addicted to it. If I don't have McDonald's every couple days, I gotta have it, and that's not good. I'm not saying I always give in to it, but I think about it. Roller coaster. The last time I was on a roller coaster, the only thing I can think of is the last time I went to an amusement park with somebody that would go on a roller coaster with me. And the only time I can remember the last time being at Dorney Park before all of the big renovations in the early 80s with one of my boyfriends, Jeff Cummins. Went to Dorney Park a couple of times. And I'm sure we went on the roller coaster. In fact, we probably sat in the front seat and threw our hands up in the air. But I used to go on the roller coasters all the time. Hershey Park, Great Adventure, and Dorney Park all the time. But I don't remember the last time, so it had to have been that. Okay, now, favorite movie experience. I have a couple of them that came to mind and that I still think about quite often. I used to go to drive-ins with my parents and my brother when I was a kid, and I just remember going to a drive-in at one particular movie theater, and we watched a Disney movie. We went quite often, but I just remember this particular one because we laughed hysterically the whole time, and just watching my dad laugh hysterically and my mom laugh hysterically and me laugh hysterically. I still remember the scene. I think the movie was The World's Greatest Athlete or something like that. I'm not positive, but I remember there being a big truck with some character hanging off of the truck, and everybody just laughing so hysterically, and they weren't faking it. It was real, and it's just a pretty good memory. I also remember going to see Rocky when I was in 7th grade at the Eric in Allentown. My dad took us to the Eric in Allentown. I think it was one of the first ones built in the Lehigh Valley, and I think my dad just wanted to see that particular theater, or whether Rocky was only playing in that area because it was one of the first multiplexes where they could show more than one movie. But I remember going to Allentown with my dad and my mom and my brother and seeing Rocky, and how my dad was so into it, and we discussed it so much afterwards, about the romance between Adrian and Rocky and the dog, and how he was this underdog who overcame being the underdog. So I just remember my dad being so enthralled with that. So those are two. And then, of course, going to see Grease with Barbara, and Saturday Night Fever, which is the story I told you about. But my friend Barbara, my best friend when I was a kid, and who's still my really good friend, one of my best friends, went to see Grease and Saturday Night Fever. And, of course, the time I went to my first drive-in for years, because drive-ins are kind of rare now. I went to a drive-in with my husband when I met him in the summer of 1999, and that was a really, really nice time. And also when I took my niece and nephew to that same drive-in, where they sat outside with their own bags of potato chips and all the chocolate. We went and bought all this junk food before we went and set them out on a blanket outside, and I just watched them watch the movie Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. And because people don't go to drive-ins much anymore, and it was just kind of a neat little family experience to relive through them. So that's my answers, and thanks for asking. Have a good day.